Welcome back to another episode of the It Girl Mindset. We're actually going to be doing a little series here. These are not going to be in a row, but I just want to start a series of becoming her. And this is each episode is going to be embodying the most successful version of yourself, embodying the richest, the hottest, the smartest, whatever it may be. We are going to do a whole series. So it's called Becoming Her series, okay? So we are starting off strong with how to become the most successful version of yourself, okay? We are going to go through my step-by-step process so you can embody the identity of the most successful version of yourself, okay? You know, I'm freaking obsessed with identity and self-image and all of the things. So we're going to dive deep into how you can embody the identity of the most successful version of yourself, okay? All right, welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. Step number 1, you have to define your desires, okay? What does success mean to you? Okay, because my version of the successful version of myself might be very different than yours, okay? And I know when we envision success, we think like fancy high-rise apartment, private jets, and all these different things like Gucci bags and stuff, but I don't know about you, which you might want the Gucci bag. That is literally the last thing I would ever spend my money on. I'm sorry. I think they're so ugly and I would never spend that much money on a bag. Like it just baffles my mind. But again, there are some people that are like, yes, the most successful version of myself is going to have the Gucci bag. Okay. So again, success looks different and again, you don't want to build this successful version of yourself and then end up getting there and be like, wait, this isn't actually what I wanted. I was actually using someone else's version of success, okay? So again, a couple examples are you could be living in a van and working remote or being an influencer or whatever. Maybe that's your version of success and that's who you want to become. Or you can be that, maybe that version of your success is the high-rise apartment, working in the corporate world, climbing the ladder, becoming a CEO, or maybe that's becoming your own business owner, or whatever it may be. It's so important to dig deep and figure out what your true desires are and what your version of success looks like, okay? For me, my version of success is a little bit of both, okay? I want to be that boss CEO girly, but I'm also an outdoorsy nature girly, okay? I would be down to have a van to go off and adventure in, but that's not going to be my full-time gig, okay? I like to dress cute. I like to have a whole production with my podcast, So I wouldn't want to do that full-time. But again, get so specific on the things that you want and that you actually enjoy. And sometimes you have to take the time to get to know yourself to figure out what that actually is, okay? But you need to define them and literally write them out in present tense. I like to use I am statements. Again, obviously you could say I am successful, but I am a multi-million-dollar business owner. I help change lives for a living, okay? You want to write it in the present tense to be able to define exactly what it is that you want, okay? Number 2 is defining the identity of this version of success. Okay, so again, we've defined our desires and now we need to look at who we have to become to have those things, okay? Again, maybe for van life, it's like, okay, we need to maybe put some money in a high yield savings account to save up for a van, okay? Maybe it's, getting your first pair of hiking boots, okay? The beauty of this is you get to freaking decide, okay? I didn't consider myself like an outdoorsy, like hiking girly until the last couple years. And I'm my own version of what a granola girl is, okay? Which is I like to go on pretty hikes and I have a pair of hiking boots, but I'm not going to go backpacking for weeks on end, okay? That's just not me. I'm too high maintenance for that, and that's okay. And it's important to be real with yourself and ask yourself what you actually want and who you actually want to be, okay? So maybe this high-rise CEO version of yourself, maybe you need to move to New York, okay? And again, I'm not saying you have to do this as a drastic example, but I just want to get in your head what that means, okay? And it's like, what does she do on a day-to-day basis? Maybe if you're a van life girly, you're going on a walk in nature first thing in the morning. Maybe if you're that CEO high-rise girly, you're going to a Pilates class in the morning, or you're going to the gym in the morning, or whatever it may be. Okay, so what I like to do, the easiest way to do this is to go from morning till evening and write out what you would be doing and how you would be feeling and get so specific, okay? Again, van life girlies probably going to be wearing some workout clothes or something throughout the day, a little bit comfier, whereas CEO girly heading into the big office in New York City is probably going to be wearing more of like maybe a business suit or something a little bit more business casual or whatever it may be. Again, this is your dream life. This is your version of success. So you get to decide. Maybe you want to be the corporate girly that does go in her leggings, okay? It really is up to you and what you want and what you envision your future to be. But becoming her is about identifying who it is that you want to be and making it up, okay? About making it up based on what you truly want. So let's just say, again, starting from your eyes wake up, okay? You wake up, you look around, where are you? What does your apartment look like? Are you in a house? Are you living on land? Are you in a van? Are you in the mountains? Like, where are you, okay? And then ask yourself, when you wake up, how do you feel? It's so important to attach the feelings to the piece, to this identity as well, okay? Okay, what are you eating for breakfast? What are you doing for movement? How does she feel about herself? Is she living with somebody else? How does her partner feel about her? How's her relationship? How do other people feel around her? How does she feel about herself when she's with other people? Does she like to be alone more? Does she like to read books? Okay, like literally getting so nitty-gritty on all of the details is so important. And maybe the successful version of yourself has your amazing dream body. Okay, cool. What is she eating? What is she wearing? What does that look like? Again, so specific. Do you have short hair? Do you have long hair? Okay. What does the most successful version of yourself look like? Feel like? What does she hear? How do other people respond to her? Again, taking it day by day. And I really like to do one weekday and then one weekend because, again, career is obviously important. But what are you doing on the days when you're not working? What are you doing for fun? What are the hobbies you're doing? Are you a golfer? Are you a tennis player? Are you playing pickleball? What are you doing for fun too? So I like to do this exercise of morning till night, again, waking up, describing what you see, what you hear, what you feel. Okay, and again, doing it for the weekend too. Because again, you get to create this version of yourself based on your likes and dislikes and based on what you want to like, okay? And again, you might create this identity and be like, oh my God, wait, I thought I was gonna love tennis and I actually fucking hate it. So, okay, we're just gonna rewrite that part of the script, okay? And that's totally okay. Step number 3 is releasing the old version of you. And again, you want to be true to yourself, okay? I hope I'm making this very clear. You're not making up, like I talked about, the perfect version of you. You want to actually enjoy it and be authentically yourself, okay? And so it's really important to dig deep and look at the parts of you that maybe you do need to release. And it's the parts of you that are holding you back. It's not like, oh, I want to be easygoing, so I'm just going to ignore how I actually feel and pretend everything's fine and dandy, okay? It's about defining what beliefs are holding you back. Do you have a fear of success? I know a lot of people think that, of course I don't have a fear of success. Of course I want all the money. I want the career. I want the thing. But a lot of times we actually have these limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And a lot of times, I'll just give you even my example, I have recently had a fear of success because I'm afraid I'm going to lose people, lose family members, lose, relationships with people, whatever it may be. And these are real fears because, again, our reptilian brain is always trying to keep us safe and we don't want to get kicked out of the club. We don't want to be removed from family, friends, because back in the day, if you didn't have a tribe, you would die, okay? You would. You need a tribe, in a community, but we live in a different time now. And I'm not saying to just drop all the people around you, but I am saying a lot of times we actually do have this fear of success because we're afraid of leaving friends, family, significant others behind. And this is obviously subconscious. You're not consciously like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to lose this person. But when you dig deep in your subconscious mind, you actually will see, whoa, I actually am afraid of this. Or maybe, this fear of success could also be, oh, once I have more clients or more work, I'm not going to be able to spend time with my family or my significant other. Okay. So it's really important to get so crystal clear and figure out what these beliefs are. And in order to start noticing these beliefs, keep a note in your phone, just like, old beliefs or limiting beliefs or whatever, old patterns, and just start to notice what generally is coming up for you, okay? Even I had a client recently who said, she was like, the pattern I keep telling myself is like, oh, just rest, you're tired, just tired, okay? And it's important to be like, okay, I understand that my brain is just trying to keep me safe. What does this mean about myself? Why is my brain telling me to sit here rather than get up and go for a walk, or sit here and scroll on TikTok rather than do something productive, or sit here on TikTok rather than go live my life, okay? And again, everyone is different, and you might not come across what the deep meaning of that actually is, but using neuro-linguistic programming to go back in your subconscious mind and rewrite the narrative is how you're going to easily and effortlessly release limiting beliefs. I've talked about this over and over and over again. NLP is one of the most life-changing things that I've ever learned about and done on myself, okay? Step number 4 is taking aligned action. This is the becoming her, becoming your version of the it girl, becoming your version of success, okay? You have to take the aligned action, okay? What skills, what habits, what do you need to actually do to make this dream a reality, okay? And if you were a client, we would go through my step-by-step process of goal setting, but I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of what that looks like, okay? So what we would do first is list out all the things that you need to have the version of you and have that dream life, okay? If it's a van life, again, you need to start a savings account for buying a van. Maybe you need to get some hiking boots. Maybe you need to join a girls' hiking group online. Maybe you need to research places that you want to go, okay? It's like writing out everything that you potentially would take inspired action on and aligned action on, okay? Maybe if it's this high-rise CEO girly, it's like, okay, maybe moving to New York, like maybe that's actually what you want to do. I think I'm saying this because one of my best friends just moved to New York, but what do you need to do? Everything that you need to do to make that dream a reality, okay? And this is not to overwhelm you by putting everything in one section, but the first section is just listing inspired action, everything that you need to do to make this dream a reality. And then, depending on the timeline that you want to get there, what we do is work backwards, okay? Let's just say 6 months from now, you want to be in New York. Okay, cool. 6 months from now, you're in New York, living your boss babe life, having, you have your outfits, you get your nails done, you do your hair, whatever it may be. That is in month 6. Okay, cool. Let's work backwards. What needs to be done in month 5 to be able to get you to month 6? Maybe in month 5, that's when you're flying there. That's when you're making sure all of your travel arrangements are good. That's when you're making sure your job is lined up. That's when you're making sure you understand how to use the public transportation stuff. Okay. It's like what in the month prior to you having all your goals needs to happen. Okay. After we're done with month 5, then we move to month 4, 3, 2, 1, current week. Okay. Today. You work all the way backwards, so then you actually have a game plan for yourself, and you're not just like, I have all these things to do, what do I do first, okay? You literally make a complete step-by-step game plan by yourself by working backwards. It's funny because I learned this in one of the courses and programs I took, but I also, in therapy years and years and years ago, actually, this probably wasn't that long ago, 2017, 2018 actually. No, 2018. I was in therapy and she was like asking me about what I wanted to do because I told her I was obsessed with nutrition and workouts and all the things. And she's like, okay, well, let's just say your 5-year plan, which LOL, that happened so much faster than I could have even imagined. But 5-year plan, what do you need to do to be working full time, that being your business then? Okay. And I was like, okay, well, some things I need to do is I need to get my nutrition certificate and I need to get my personal training certificate. Okay. And it's about, again, it's not about like, okay, cool, and I'm going to start all that right now. It's like, step 1 is figuring out all the aligned action you need to take. And then step 2 is just making a game plan by working backwards within the time frame that you want to make it happen. Okay. And you work backwards all the way to today. Okay, so it's like, then you have what you need to do today. You have what you need to do next week. You have what you need to do next month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, up until you actually have a full game plan of what you need to do to get there. Okay, so, and again, obviously to take aligned action, you obviously have that game plan, but it's also important to use tools like hypnosis and NLP and EFT tapping to connect so deeply with that version of yourself that has the things, okay? With manifestation, you have to be an energetic match. And so becoming her now before you have the thing that you want. That's why identity work is so freaking important. Okay. Maybe you don't have a van, but on the weekends, you're going to make sure you go hiking, or maybe you're going to start watching hiking YouTube videos, or you're going to go shopping. Okay. So it's for hiking boots and stuff like that to become that version of you. But again, it's all about authentically the most successful version of you, not what you think success should be. What you authentically think success is, okay? There's no right or wrong way. It's about you and your specific needs and what you actually value and enjoy and love in this life, okay? So it's about figuring out what's authentic to you. Whew. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to send this to a friend, please do so. Rate and review the podcast would mean the absolute world to me. And I hope you enjoyed this Becoming Her series, part 1. I'm so excited to continue to do this throughout the year. I'm not going to do them back to back, but this is just going to be a series that will continue to come up throughout the months and years, okay? I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this helped. Love you so, so, so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.